Today, I want to offer you three powerful perspectives on money that will completely blow your mind and shift how you are operating in the world when it comes to money. This is going to change your life, especially number three. If somebody had shared this with me when I was much, much younger, I wouldn't have wasted my time being depressed about being broke, being depressed about money, hustling and struggling for it. What I'm about to share with you today, please pass it on, share it with a friend, share it with someone, because this can change your life and it will. That's a promise. Number one, let's dive really quickly into it, okay? I want you to begin to think about everything as yourself. Everything is happening because of you. Everything is happening for you. Everything is happening through you. Everything is happening in you. You are the most important player in this game that you call your life. In fact, I dare say that you are the only player in this game that you call your life. And so, if we really begin to think about life as a game, okay, and you say that you are playing this game that is your life, and as you play this game, you get to receive what we might call coins. Coins in exchange for your energy. These are coins that we call money in this experience of life. However, you are getting these coins for playing the game with your energy. You're getting these coins for possibly requesting for the coins in exchange for your energy. Because your energy, my friends, is the real money. In fact, I dare say, like I always say, you are the money. That is the first perspective that I want you to listen to today. You are the money. It's all about you, baby. It's all coming through you. It's all coming because of you. It's all coming for you. When I learned this, when it really clocked for me that I was the money, and I stopped observing the paper and I stopped paying attention to the paper and I started paying attention to myself, I realized that when I move in a positive direction with powerful frequency, with powerful animated frequency in my flow, in my day to day, money flowed to me. When I gave of my energy, when I gave of my essence, either through my creativity, my music, my work, my coaching, every time that I expelled my energy outwards, the universe responded. Earth responded to me by sending me funds, sending me money, especially when I applied money principles, marketing principles, business principles, and I dared to request to be paid for my service outward. I dared to request to be paid for my creativity outward. And this is one of the things that a lot of us do not pay attention to. We cry about the fact that we are working hard, that we are creating all of these good things in the world and nobody's paying attention, nobody's paying us. But we are not paying attention to the principles that are attached to the money in our experience. Okay, so you want to begin to pay attention to how money flows in the industries or in the businesses that you have attached yourself to. And if you haven't attached yourself to any business or any industry, I want to begin to encourage you. I want to encourage you to start paying attention and aligning yourself to a specific industry that can begin to send you cash money. However, the only way that that industry or that business or that niche or that sector in life is going to send you money is if you align yourself properly and you let them know how powerful and how important your energy is for that industry. Again, you are the money. And so when you think about what do I want to work on? What do I want to do to get paid? You want to work on yourself. You want to work on yourself. You want to work on keeping your energy high. You want to work on keeping your creativity expanded, keeping your expressions alive. You want to work on keeping yourself healthy. You want to work on keeping yourself even better skills than you were yesterday. You want to improve your skills. You want to improve your discipline. You want to improve your energy. You want to improve your assets. That is you. By working on yourself, because you are the money. You are the money. Everything is energy, my friends. And if you start paying attention to what is happening in the world today, when we're talking about you right now, we're talking about your focus, your ability to focus, your ability to learn, your ability to retain what it is that you have learned, your ability to actually share what it is that you have learned, to teach somebody else what it is you have learned, your ability to help people, okay, with what it is that you have learned, what it is that you know, your ability to inspire someone, your ability to create something in the world that is very significant, that is very useful, your ability to be useful, so utility. Okay, it's not enough to just have energy. It's not enough to be alive. You have to be alive and you have to be able to create something outwardly that can help other people or outwardly that can help the earth. In fact, a lot of instances, you being alive alone is worthy. You being alive alone is worthy of you getting paid. You literally existing and allowing other people to experience your existence is enough for you to get paid if you understand how this works. And so when you begin to realize how this works, you realize that you are the most important player in this game. You are the most important character in your game. And so you want to begin to pay attention to this guy, you. You want to begin to pay attention to what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, what is it you're actually passionate about, who is it that you actually want to help, what are the things that you want to do. And in my previous video, when we're talking about raising yourself from survival to sovereignty, I really paid a lot of time explaining to you how a lot of times we are moving around in our survival frequency, right? We're operating from survival, we're creating from survival, and survival can inspire you to start activating your creativity outwards in a way that it actually brings and boomerangs business back for you or money back for you or whatever it is that you're wanting. But that survival is essential in the beginning. It's not where you want to stay stuck. If you haven't watched that video, you want to go check it out because it's really, really going to help you make a lot of sense of this. Because some of you might be watching this right now and saying, well, I actually need money right now and I am not the money right now. I get it. I've been there several times. And every single time that I was in that exact same place, the one thing that brought me out was me. I did not receive money just because. I received money. When I received money, money came to me because my energy changed, because my energy shifted, because I shifted from either complaining, guilt tripping, shaming myself, feeling bad about my circumstances, and I shifted into creation mode. I shifted into activation mode. I shifted into aliveness, into joyfulness, into playfulness, into creativity. I shifted. That shift is what allows the frequency to shift within you so that the current can begin to shift, so that you can begin to feel that wave within yourself that then starts bringing money to you if money is the thing that you want. You are the money. Your attention is money. Where you're applying your focus is money. Your time is money. Okay? But of course, you cannot just say, oh, time is money and then you should get paid for your time. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that if you paid attention to these resources that you already have, you realize that you already have everything. And so a lot of the times inside of this physical life experience, the illusion makes us focus so much on the paper, on the physical paper cash, that we stop paying attention to the actual wealth, the wealth of us, the wealth of you, the wealth of your experience, the wealth of your creativity, the wealth of your awareness, the wealth of your attention, the wealth of your ability to communicate, to do something with your hands, to do something with your thoughts, to transform your ideas from thoughts alone to something that is physically tangible. That is God in motion. You are Godding out here. And unfortunately, this illusion of life wants us to focus on the physical cash paper. And yes, it is true. Yes, it is true that oftentimes, because we're so locked in our nervous system and we have trained our nervous system to think about the money as the main thing, when we are out of the physical paper cash, it can be quite difficult for you to think about yourself as important. It can be quite difficult to look at yourself and think about yourself as someone who has value. But this is where the trick lies. You need to be able to see the value that you are, even when you don't have the cash at hand. You need to be able to recognize your value even when you don't have the cash in your bank. Because guess what? The seed is still the seed. The seed still has the potential to become a tree that bears fruit. Just because it has not been planted into the ground and it hasn't begun to sprout into a tree and it hasn't had the essence of time and weather conditions and the right nutrients and the right nurturing for it to become a tree does not stop it from being a seed with potential to become a tree. And that is what you are. Inside of you inherently right now is the God force of creation, is the God power within you to do and be all things that you want to be inside of you right now. Just because you do not have this physical cash does not mean that you don't have it. You have the cash, baby. It's mind cash, it's heart cash, it's imagination cash, it's dreamer cash, it's creativity cash, it's inspiration cash, it is vision cash. That is the kind of cash that you have right now. You cannot even count it, you cannot quantify it. And so what happens in this physical life is you exchange a piece of your essence, a piece of your creativity, a piece of your imagination, a piece of your idea, a piece of you, and you tell the world, pay me in so amount of paper bills. Because the world does not have anything to be able to quantify the value that you are. And so in a way, we have just agreed that, we're going to give you several pieces of this paper cash to quantify the value of your gifting or the value of your creativity for this time. And guess what? In this time right now, you get to decide how you want to play this game and how you want to move. The most important thing that I want you to hear today is, even if you don't have the physical cash, even if you don't have it in your bank, in your wallet, in your pocket, you do have it in your body, you have it in your DNA, you have it in your mind, you have it in your soul, you have it in your experiences, you have it in your knowledge, you have it in the wisdom that you have gathered over time through all the pain that you've gone through. You have it in your struggles, you have it, you've earned it, it's in there. All you have to do right now is begin to alchemize. Okay, we're talking about alchemy right here. I'll give you a quick example. When I was down and out, I had no cash in the bank, and I was really struggling with this money situation years ago. I realized that I did not want to have a job, and I've shared the story before, and I didn't want to get a job. I'd never worked a job before, and I said to myself, I am going to become the job. I'm going to turn myself into something valuable that people can pay for, and I began to coach online. I began to share my knowledge online, and people began to pay me for the thing that I knew. And this completely changed my life. I went from not having any money in the bank to having people pay me for the things that I could do with my mind, the things that I could do with the skills that I had gathered over time, skills that I gathered from working on myself. You are the money. And so the most important thing that you need to do is work on yourself, understanding that you are the money. Number 2, it is all energy. Okay? Everything is energy. This is, let's say that is a current. You are a walking, bubbling, joyful ball of energy and light. Your physical vessel is here to transmit energy outwards, to receive energy inwards. You are literally energy. Money is energy. It's all energy. You are currency. But you are the true currency. Money is not the true currency. You are the true currency. Okay? And when you begin to really pay attention to all the ways that you have made money in your life, you realize that it required you to either activate yourself in a new positive way, to activate your visions and your imaginations in a different light. And some of you did not even have to work at all to receive the money. You only had to shift your vibration, only had to shift your frequency and tune into a higher, more tangible vibration that could receive money. And so you already have proof that it is energy. So that means that there is no point staying on a low vibration, okay? Because over here, it's just sadness, it's pain, it's a lot of depression, it's just melancholy, it's madness, it's not nice, okay? It's not what you want when you're down below here. But when you begin to raise your frequency and you raise yourself up to a higher vibrational frequency where you are more joyful, you're more expectant, okay? You are more appreciative of what it is that is coming towards you, what it is that has come to you before. You are more aspirational. You're like looking forward to the future. You are dreaming again. You're not allowing yourself to be so depressed and stuck in your past. You're dreaming again. You're dreaming from your future self. You begin to realize that everything starts flowing to you in a different direction because you have started flowing in a different direction. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about currency, your energy, your spirit, your imagination is exactly what is going to pull this money towards you, but only in the direction that you allow yourself to go upwards. And so if you begin to pay attention to how your energy is, you realize that when you are low vibrational, when you are feeling low, when you're feeling sad, when you are overcome by a cloud of depression and melancholy, you are unable to actually get yourself into the spaces where you're supposed to bring aliveness to your work, aliveness to your day, joyfulness to your spirit that allows you to tip and tap and dance and move in such a high vibrational frequency so that you can attract the things that you actually want, so that you can work on the things that you actually want to work on. And now that brings me to my third point, work. Let's talk about work. You never want to put yourself in a situation where you feel like you are working for money. So don't work for money. Stop working for money. I know this is contrary to all the things that you have heard in the past. But when you work for money, you're literally allowing yourself be a slave to money. You're saying the only reason that I'm going to work is to make money. I understand that there are times in your life where you have to work to get paid. But please realize that if you are working for money, you become a slave to this paper. You are losing your powerful energy in exchange for paper. It's like you're giving $1 million of yourself in exchange for paper. You're slaving away. You're not getting paid at the level that you're actually investing your energy. You're not getting paid at the level that you're actually investing your spirit. And so what you want to start doing is reprogramming your idea about what work is. If you want to work, work. Permit yourself to work for the sake of the work. And let money come to you as a byproduct of the work that you have done. This is why it's a very powerful thing when you choose the work that you actually want to work on, when you choose the work that you want to spend your life on, because when you realize that you are spending your time, which is ultimately your life, all right, your life force, your energy, your attention, and guess what? If you work 40 hours a week on the thing that you call work, and it's not actually something that you really feel good about, it's not something that you are happy about, it is something that drains you, it doesn't pull you up higher into a higher express version of yourself, it is not something that makes you feel alive when you do it, it's not something that you look forward to when you're out of it, then you're being a slave for money in the meantime. And you need to start planning how long you're going to spend doing this type of work, for how many years you're going to do it, and how long you want to be a slave for money. Because at some point, you're going to realize that what you're really doing is exchanging your life for money. I don't think that that's a fair bargain. I don't think that that is a fair deal at all, to exchange your life for money. However, you can exchange your life for the work. Work for the sake of the work. If you cannot bring yourself to a point where you are working for the sake of the work, then you have a lot of work to do on yourself, on your idea of what you want to spend your life on your idea of what you think your life is worth, on your idea of what you think your time is worth. You are better off doing something that you enjoy, something that brings you life, something that brings you aliveness, so that you can do the work for the work and enjoy the money when it comes as a byproduct of the work. Because the work itself becomes the reward. The work itself is more rewarding than the money. The money comes in and it's like, yeah, ching ching. I'm glad that I can spend that money on something else. I can use it to, improve my living. Maybe I could change apartments. Maybe I could buy a new car, travel to new places, eat new food, dine and wine and dine in new restaurants, whatever it is that you want to spend money on. Great. But we have so much ahead of us, so much life inside of us, so much creativity, so much passion to waste it all away doing something just for money. If you have to work right now just for the money, that's cool. That's great. Just start paying attention to how long you're going to be doing that for so that you're not stuck in what we call a rat race, doing it just on autopilot without ever thinking about it, without ever stopping to say, okay, this is not really a great exchange for my life right now. It's not a great exchange for my youth right now. It's not a great exchange for my strength right now. What would I actually want to spend my time on, spend my life on that makes me feel like, you know what? I would work, not necessarily just because of the money. I mean, the money is nice to have, but I would work for the sake of the work, And so please think about this. We have shared 3 main things today. You are the money. It is all energy. Don't work for money. Work for the work. I hope that this transforms the way that you think about money moving forward. I hope that you can begin to apply it in your life. If nothing at all, remember these 3 things. Just keep it at the back of your mind. Write it down somewhere so that it can begin to inspire you to start creating the type of life that will actually have you enjoying yourself more than you are enjoying anything else in this life. Because what more is there to do? Really, think about it. What more is there to do? If you've enjoyed this today, I would love to see you in the next one. Make sure that you subscribe. Don't miss the next one.